The first crewed mission near the moon in over 50 years is happening tomorrow with the launch of Artemis II, and it's a historic moment for space exploration and the rocket city. And NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center is a central piece to this mission. They're helping to provide major components, brain power, and communications to the crew up in orbit from right here in the rocket city. And several are down in Cape Canaveral now to oversee the rocket's launch tomorrow afternoon. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us how local experts are helping to make the mission a success.
Right here in Huntsville is where a lot of the magic happens for the work that goes up into space from Florida. From construction to communication with our astronauts, the Marshall Space Flight Center handles the work that often goes unseen.
Marshall Space Flight Center is one of 10 10 centers across the United States that contribute to NASA missions. And so we are very proud to have the responsibility for building the Space Launch System. And then we are also working on the human landing system at the Marshall Space Flight Center that will take humans to the surface of the moon.
In addition to much of the Space Launch System and the program management, the Marshall Space Flight Center also handles the construction of key adapters that connect the rocket to the crew capsule.
If you're going from the bottom up to the rocket, you'll see the launch vehicle to stage adapter. And so that is where it's a cone-shaped structure, and that's where the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, which also, by the way, was built in Decatur, Alabama, just down the street from us. So that will house that upper stage, and then that will connect to the Orion stage adapter, which then is what connects the entire rocket to the Orion crew capsule.
It also brings along some essential communications, ranging from data to a direct line with Houston and Cape Canaveral.
They also do communications with the crew that's on the International Space Station. So a lot of different components of that. But we'll have a team there in Huntsville that will be watching data as it comes down from the rocket, making sure we understand all of the performance of the rocket.
With North Alabama being an integral part of the mission, the Marshall Space Flight Center does the work that brings the rocket city its namesake. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
A moment so many of us have been waiting for. Well, here's a live look at the launch pad less than 24 hours before humans make their first return to the moon in 53 years. This launch is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon at 5:24 Central Time from right here at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. And of course, we'll have full coverage of the launch and live looks from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center's watch party and all things Artemis II that you'll want to know right here on Fox 54, Fox 54 Plus, on demand, and on our mobile app.